Hey, what's up, Social Cam fam? This is Vondell Richmond for episode 8, I believe it is, of Get Ahead, Stay Ahead, Accomplish More Now. And I must admit that I posted some other videos prior to now, and they didn't save to my phone, or they didn't save to get put up here, obviously. So that's very discouraging, but not to fear, I'm back. And I want to let you know that posting content is a beast. Anyway, today I want to leave you with this quote and give you this thought. Vision without action is a daydream, but action without vision is a nightmare. Let that sink in for a second, and I basically want to encourage you to say that there are 3 things that I want you to do in order to get ahead and stay ahead. That's number 1, I want you to write the vision. You know, for all my Bible scholars out there and those in the community of faith, Habakkuk 2:2 says to write the vision and to make it plain. And I want to let you know that there's something that happens when you take what's in your thoughts, what's in your mind, your imagination, and your creative sphere, and you translate that which is abstract into something concrete and tangible into the earth. In other words, you write it down on a piece of paper, or you type it into a computer. That physical process, or that process of doing that, transfers it from something that's in the abstract or the imaginary onto something concrete, and when it makes contact with the earth. And that's how I believe an aspect of manifestation, causing that thing to happen, comes into being. Think about a house. You know, when an architect or a builder has a concept for their dream house or their house for a client, they don't just leave it up here and go out there and try to construct this whole thing, because that would be an absolute nightmare. So what they do is they first articulate the vision, they write it down, they create a blueprint, and then they go to try to build it. They start to look at the specifications of the plan, and they begin to put the blueprint on its feet. So they begin to do the second phase of what I'm talking about, is they begin to create a plan. So the first part is to write the vision. The second one is to create a plan, jot down a plan of action. And that lines itself up for all my Bible scholars with Jeremiah 29:11, where God says something like, you know, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and to give you a future and a hope, plans of good and not evil. Come on, somebody. This ain't Sunday morning, but it's something like it. And so the second phase that you must do in getting ahead to stay ahead is you must write down the plan. I like to think of this as like downloading some insight from God. You know, God says, I have the plan. I know the plans I have for you. Well, we got to get in the mind of God, and we got to download that plan. And even if you're not a believer, or if you don't go to church, guess what? God still has a plan for your life as well. So we got to get in the mind of God, and we simply do that through prayer. You know, talking to God, communication. You know, it's like, how will you know the plans of your spouse or your children or your boss if you don't sit and talk to that person? You know, I used to have a boss when I was employed, you know, in another season at another job. I used to have a boss who had all these ideas, but I never would know her ideas and her plans for me as an employee if I didn't sit down and talk with her in an evaluation phase. Okay, so that's phase 2 of how to get ahead and stay ahead, is to plan the vision. And then number 3, we must rise up and then build. If you look at Nehemiah, who was a prophet in the Bible, Nehemiah, he was the king's cupbearer, and Nehemiah basically found favor with the king. Come on, somebody. And basically, the king, the cupbearer, was someone who they said could really off the king big time. He could, you know, cause the king to be dead and floating in a bed of roses like nobody else, because the cupbearer's job was to taste and to make sure that his libations or his drinks were not poisoned, if you will. So because of that, Nehemiah found great favor. You know, the king just began to like him and take a liking to him. And so what happened was, when Nehemiah had a secret desire in his heart to go back home and rebuild the walls of his hometown that were in ruin, the king granted him a horse and all the supplies that he needed. So the third step in getting ahead and staying ahead is to build it. Now let's rise up and build. And that links up to another verse of Scripture where we often talk about in the community of faith, which is faith without works is dead. Well, a lot of people sit on their laurels, but then in order to get the faith to come alive and to not be dead, you have to rise up and build. That's the B clause of Jeremiah 2, I believe it's 14. All right, check that out for me, okay? And I apologize if I have those off. So those are the 3 elements of how to rise up I'm sorry, to how to get ahead and stay ahead with this next phase of your life. You have to, number one, write the vision according to Habakkuk 2:2. Number two, you have to, according to Jeremiah 29:11, download the plans of God. And then number three, you must rise up and build what it is you have planned. And that's pretty much it. Till next time, guys. Sorry it's taking so long. I hope it doesn't take so long next time. I have a big project that I'm working on that I can't talk about just quite yet because I'm under a contract, and you'll hear about it when it's time to hear about it. But it's awesome, and I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, take care. Till then, get ahead, stay ahead, accomplish more now, and by thinking like a celebrity. And remember, keep creating. Check out vondelrichmond.com. Share these with a friend. Let me know your comments in the feedback section or in the feedback. Give me your feedback in the comment section below. Rewind, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Also, I have a blog, guys. So go to empowernetwork.com/strategic CEO. Check out my blog. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to get this content thing down, y'all. All right. Talk to you later.